Fakye.
Sorry, thank you. Fakye. Hey, shut up, no. Hey, Margaret, Sirapa, thank you. Fakye say we are always ready. As in say, we collaborate. Now, we affiliate O2 Arena. This comparison, let me put it that way. Nigerians affiliate O2 Arena. Ghanaian artists been a bit to me. O2 Arena phone. There was an introduction show. Let me put it that way. What do you have to say about that?
I love facts, and Asema Sakode kind. I know many people may not be privileged. Maybe I know names asem, but say you can't Afrobeat history. You will nipa bi one man ne ye momudi fa mata ho. And so omo ye adwuma pa. Edin ba ko a Sakode boy DJ Abrantee. Now DJ Abrantee role I will play no. Ama say can they ye twere Afrobeats a ho asema. O say ka Abrantee din kra na din kan ba. Say at a point na African songs any playlisting in the diaspora. But DJ Abrantee had a radio show. And now, we create the radio program now of Afrobeats. So the Afrobeats were just giving audience to songs from Africa. In the Otanasia, a new free African. So it's music from Africa. Music from Africa. Where Obebo from Tanzania, from Ghana, from Nigeria, he was trying to give audience to the African sound. And Oyejuma Bebre, of which out of those Niemano, or staging one major event, R2B, Sakode, Westgate, and everybody was on that show. It was a Sakode about 2 major events. Those events, Abrantee was part of it. And they say, you can't Afrobeats. I have always argued that we know the one without S. That is Afrobeat. And na the S also no. Ushemu ye pa. They were just trying to create an umbrella under which yede Africa nyumbia ba eba be hyase. Enti enye specifically ejena. Enye ejena. It's like knowing say bia aha. Boys the nyumba. Boys nyuno mo bono. Eno a the pa but baby anka wo de be she because wo genes a wo kuro unim na opeso protect no pop music jazz ebi R&B hip hop and no na something that you identify yourself with. Now when who sound music say ba free baby Africa. Now Africa wo different melodies we play around. Udu Ghana ombeka so about high life about hip life. Who do Nigeria, juju music. Who do Tanzania, bongo flavor. Who do Cote d'Ivoire. This is it Zozo Blazo, any other kind of anima. There are so many melodies around the continent of Africa. So, sir, obi a produce na eba. Ye nyanji ntumuno. How do we box it? And how do we manage na yem present na nkrofo hu bi? So DJ Abrantee started an agenda and it worked. Somebody like Fuse ODG. How can we talk about Afrobeats na ene as a Fuse? As a Fuse ODG. But you see, and the narrative out there, no, we are always at the disadvantaged side. Because yentimin kaya asemi and na yentimin chronicle events very well. Sebano when a fairly Apollo Theater first. Achiame mayo, but we are not talking about it because maybe we don't have things to show. A band of Ghanaian artists bobo show around the world. The Quadrantees, Osibi Samo, even as it stands now. were Ghanaian artists, they are doing so well. We are aside omo yebeka so more presence for Ghana hamono. Yewo Kweku of Ghana. Kweku is almost like touring everywhere around the world. Trophy Band. We are Atongo. We have this guy who actually sounds. I want to see my father. Kenai Sobamu. We have a lot of Afro-Moses. Akablemo. Until recently, Naija Konimo won't be called out. Naija Konimo has been on world tours and all that. But those things, we yankan wasem. And we share to say, these RNS that we are too fixated about. This thing has been on my mind. That day, at the forum, at the dialogue, Marian, Ekai Bibi, K-Boyan, Akuna, Ghana, COO, I'll say, why are we so fixated about filling the O2 arena? O2 is saying 20,000. But what are supposed to be saying? 45,000. How many of our artists and let me talk about your supposed to be? I feel about your supposed to be. So now, even if it's about numbers game, now say I just say concentrate. Baby, base in we can still rake in the numbers and make huge impact. But one, maybe I say, can we even fill the sports stadium? And then you need pitch covers. And doing about 360 event way is supposed to be 360 event. But pitch covers in Europe. And TNA, we are forced to play. Said you're born 10 years ago. Unplug. And one and the years after 10 years old. The same setting 9 years also born. So it tells that if we want to talk about going outside to conquer, there is more we need to do back home. And say, what can the outside conversation now? Now, Sakode touched on the ecosystem. It's a brilliant one. But in as much as we want to build an ecosystem where we know, say, involving Ruti Kahon, Meme Kahon, fans and Kahon, every stakeholder, Obia Bamu, na Yahuno Obia so important to Adena no because every time ya na artist who know, say, or ye nipasi on Wakanina. And don't tell you, maybe media, and also they are forced to also prove a point that yes, you'll be. Because an artist like Shatawale at a point, maybe already the media for you at him. And here for that kind of. When those conversations do come up, and you want to strengthen the ecosystem now, one will be reluctant in a way. And if our focus is to build strong foundations and structures within, Nasa, you better empower Obia in the ecosystem. Now, yet to me, moving from just being a local, non-near outsider. I was say, fear no yakono. Won't you mean as if fear yakono na koko abonte? If ye a better abonte, abonte kwaju tuma, over fear yuama. So I understand where Sakode is coming from. And these things are a yasema da any internet so for easy access because at that time I know more bro mumo journey yes money now people were not so that active in the social space near there. Didn't many one and Naina or Bekano be ako pese and pesi ana because back then 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. Now having even now more use Facebook we active. Then more na Accra now addressing Accra. I used to be Accra the mount. And when ya Facebook became the thing somewhere 2013, 2014, and now the evolving space of new media, urban people are able to connect. But some of the history of us as people, Ghanaians and Kazano, your records will be distorted. And say what can Ghana say I say Ghana nyeshi. And then can Nigeria even to have a catch Ghanaian movie industry say no one come on popular. Then the basis in the day. Then we just de casa. Because we have not been able to, yenkipi track record of what our impact has been over the years. And omo de ka kra bi no mo no no mo de twitwi yanim sa. And we are also so fixated about the fact that a Nigerian. What you say? Let's leave that conversation out. Now you share from the days of I Told You So. Look at the kind of production that we had back then. Can we have a movie from any African country that would actually match to that movie production? But who is telling the story? You're sweeping it under the carpet. We are not able to present something. Sometimes say an artist like Fakye over the years from 2009 till now, a band of rap conversations around the continent of Africa. There is no match to the brand Fakye. But a bear yase and no sukon opportunity. Now you never compare Fakye. Because we don't keep track of happenings. We are not intentional about it. Nigerians are intentional about any other thing. Or no ya de na no cha. Or mouse can now cha.
Keep record.
Na se mu se Kofi Ajololo kra ka se say nifio mu ko twa movies now or jene cars di twa movies now.
The reason.
Exactly that. So they are intentional about every other thing omo ye bia. But ama Ghana bepu mu nei yetena ha sa na Grammy fo abetwere story bi about hip life. Na ye dwa o wan twani na ye you be twani I don't ye Regina so
hip life.
Book of hip life.
Yeah.
Monday. And who send Kayane home manson.
Yeah, manson.
What am I saying? So the story is with us. Why can't we tell the story to the generation coming? For posterity, because if you're not able to chronicle it well, a chinabino, a best way can say that yes, Debbie. What are we referring to? But whatever they are doing, they are making sure they are documenting it.
Yeah.
And in an era like this, senye eniyema bi yatwetwe book munni niyema amanfo be refer to. Amanfo betumi apeke from even the book. They are called online, soft copies are available for people to read. And one thing we will not even appreciate these creatives. The last time Metana can say me say, who share who Daddy Lumba is, his contribution to music, and they one thing you say you perfume. Share that Acadia, and yet weekend yana cause.
Yes, Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday was in Ashanti region.
Pacho, Papa Yansen, ayi, Ampofo Moko. CK Moko. These people, they played a pivotal role. Sanka Gananki for Sibisa Nkwampa. We should be able to ride on the shoulders of Sibisa and tell our story to the world. Nigeria, the fella is like Oyenyanko Poma Nigerians. Because if you need Dodo, but how are we preserving them? Until their story. And capture mo.
Okay.
Story no so they wrote it according to how they want the world to understand and appreciate them. One triumph or they will come or don't call the donkey work no
Extra papa.
Or don't call him to do man. Or we no catch us and many numbers are me here no. The narrative, let me now rewrite it. Not in favor men for of which now they have investors.
Almost not the one who see
Afrobeat story, yeah. And they Afrobeat. And the black community now born you man. You capture as Afrobeat too. And you be a free Africa be a brand say Afrobeat. Oh sure you mean what to say way and then they make a difference. So it is I mean, I do want to believe that we must be intentional as a nation. And keep very good records of it. The media has a role to play, the fans and everybody. Now, who say this is what we want to champion. Adie when you tong more kwa share African prince in any mano. Now, who say more Ghanaians. Abia obeye suit to cry na ye man what this kind of Ghanaian mano. And no do what anything. So adie bia no say ya intentional about it. You now by the next 10 years. Now face akwede asa be kan we are say me kan we the last 10 years but we didn't see any results out of it. So we need to be intentional and we must be focused because you know we distracted you too much. Kakra bia na ye feed ye ho adwuma na nkasa. Ya nya ne saade a bedding or say ye ko akon globally world ni see say you the potentials but ye nkasa ye to me you see there you want and hunu the way mu ana and only the problem at all.
It's a bamboo spirit in the tea mu ana say ye hu ni ana say e dia dia
me hunu